Oh, this is this shit is crazy. For real. I feel like a lot of this stuff is getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? As far as like with our entertainers. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. But I don't believe a lot of this stuff that's happening with a lot of our rappers, singers, or whoever, period. It's our entertainers, period, are just like, I don't feel like it's just happening because. I don't feel like it's happening because of of outside issues with people that, you know what I'm saying, that they encountering through their life. I feel like all of these issues, the jail time, the murders, all of that, the deaths, I feel like all of that is a bigger thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's deeper than what people think. Now, I mean, you might look at it totally different than how I look at it. But I feel like a lot of people are dead because they were murdered, not by who we think they are, but by people who control everything. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can get deeper into what I'm trying to say, but I'm just kind of trying to make it kind of fast. Like with the Dolph situation, the Young Dolph situation, I don't feel like Young Dolph just died because of some beef he had with some niggas and they just pulled up. I feel like it was bigger than that. I feel like it was deeper than that. I feel like maybe it had to do with some other stuff, like with the label, or a nigga wanted to have his shine. And even with Chadwick Boseman, I don't feel like he just had this. He just had that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had cancer. He died from that, but I feel like that was given to him. I feel like I feel like Dolph was a sacrifice. I feel like Chadwick was a sacrifice. I feel like R. Kelly was put in jail not because of that shit. I feel like somebody was talking to R. Kelly and be like, "Hey man, what are you doing right now? You trying to get your masters back? You trying to get all this money that we own in your masters? Nah, we ain't finna play that route. We finna get you up out of here. You already got one thing happen to you a long time ago with pissing on a little young bitch. We finna bring that back up. We finna ruin you." It's like all our entertainers are either dying getting their names dragged through the mud. And I don't understand why just our entertainers are doing that. They're country singers, they're rock and roll singers, they're pop singers who do all type of crazy shit, but they get swept under the rug. And I feel like a lot of the rappers, I want to say the last 4 years, I want to say probably about 50 rappers have died in the last 4 years, about 50. Not just the ones that's big, probably the ones that's like the underground was too. About 50. It's like, why so many died? I'm telling you, it's like, but as far as those guys, I know why those guys die. A lot of the underground rappers, they get into with other niggas. They having problems, they having beefs, and they getting their head blown off. So I understand. I kind of get that. But I feel like a lot of these people, man, are fucking murdered. So, but why I'm making this video was this. I'm talking about Offset for a minute. I don't feel like Offset was just murdered because of a fucking dice game. I feel like it was bigger than that. I feel like Offset's death was actually bigger than just a fucking dice game, bro. I feel like the Offset probably was on. I feel like Offset was probably sacrificed. Not like a blood sacrifice for what could be. I don't know. But you gotta think about this, man. Why the fuck are all of our entertainers being murdered? Why are all our entertainers being dragged through the mud? It's like All these different genres of music out here, man, that you got. Why are we being targeted? Why all of ours dying? We're not going to have nobody left if that shit keep going the way it's going. We're not going to have anybody left. We're not. We're only going to be left with the fools out here who doing shit. And that I don't understand. And I know it was no check-in type of shit. Because that's another thing. Like, why niggas trying to make you tap in and check in when you come to a city or a state that these niggas don't even own? Bro, you don't own this city. You don't own this state. You don't own this block that you live on. You don't own that block that you roaming and whooping and robbing and banging it. You don't own that. So if that's the case, then make the white people check in. Make the Asian people check in. Make the Jewish people check. Make everybody check in. Make everybody check the fuck in if that's the case. Why make your own? See, I feel like I said, I feel like all of this stuff that's going on, man, with these murders, deaths, and our great men being dragged through the mud and all that shit, just like I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't believe Bill Cosby did none of that shit. I just feel like all of our people just being dragged through the mud, and we live in a world now there's like no such thing as like loyalty. There's no loyalty amongst us as a people, because the type of society and the type of world we live in now is like people can love you today and fucking hate your guts tomorrow. A person can walk the streets right now and say, if everybody loved me, right? Somebody videotaping me and shit like that. I'm walking red carpet. I trip and fall and I fucking break my arm on the fucking red carpet. And then when I trip and fall, there's no people sitting there trying to help me up. There's going to be 50 million memes about me tripping and falling. Somebody's going to use my pain in that situation with me to try to come up off that. Somebody going to use that. And it's going to be black people. It's going to be somebody who's black that's going to use that as clout to try to come up off of. There's going to be 50 million videos on me falling and breaking my arm. Somebody making a funny joke. They're going to put the fake outfit on like I did. They're going to trip, fall, and try to hurt themselves. They're going to do everything to make a joke out of it. We make a joke out of ourselves. Instead of somebody saying, damn, my nigga Fed broke his arm, help him up, make sure he's straight. Like, why can't all videos be about you being straight? Why somebody has to take something and make a meme of you? Why somebody got to take your problems, take your pains, your suffering or whatever, and then make a joke out of it? That's what we do to ourselves in this shit like this. So I heard that shit, like I've heard one person say this nigga talking about a dice game. It's like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. These niggas are millionaires. You think a dice game? Bro, get the fuck out of here. I feel like it's more to that. There's more to that. And like I say, man, there's no loyalty in that shit. I promise you. And the first videos is gonna start. Videos gonna be popping out about the niggas. And I see all these niggas, man, see that shooting over a dice game. It's like, nigga, that's one narrative that you heard. You don't know that. Nobody knows what actually happened with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what happened with that man and that whole situation. Nobody know but the people that was in there. So nobody knows. So we can only assume. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't like how we as a people turn our back on each other. I don't like that. Like I said, there's no loyalty in none of this shit. There's no loyalty out here for us as a people. And I don't like that. And I feel like I just said, I don't feel like that a lot of this stuff is just happening just because of that. I feel like it's bigger and it's deeper. There's somebody behind that shit, like a puppet master. There's somebody behind that shit controlling all this shit that's going on like this. There's something behind it. I promise you it is. Y'all just got to watch and look out for it. That's all.